I think I'm sincere. I like to tell the truth. And I want my fans and my public to know the whole story.
I would say that we were as much like twins as Morris and Robin. And we were very much alike. We looked alike, we had the same birthmarks. The difference was that I was taller than Andy. But the way we felt and the way we thought was almost identical.
Andy was about 8 years younger. Andy was a very complex kind of person and wasn't really one of the Bee Gees, although a lot of people thought he might have been.
Andy was there, and he just had a couple of hits and he was doing real well. And he joined us on stage, and I think it was probably one of the best nights I can remember.
Ladies and gentlemen, our brother Andy!
Just seeing Andy, I think at that time, so high on health, and so blown away with what was happening. We were all looking at each other going, can you believe this is happening? Because it was a dream. It was something that I don't think many groups or many artists get to ever experience, but it was something like you can never forget. And to see it in his eyes, with the tears in his eyes while he was doing it, it was like, can you believe this is all happening? And I'll never forget that. That was probably one of the best nights I've ever had on stage, I think.
Oh, wonderful. And he was at his height too. He'd made it as well. And so it was a wonderful feeling. Now those four brothers.
Andy Gibb had always wanted to be a Bee Gee. But because he was so much younger than his brothers, when he began his career in music, it was as a solo artist.
Andy was a chip off the old block. He was a young Bee Gee. And the first 3 songs that he released went to #1 in America, which were extraordinary. He idolised Barry particularly.
We've always wanted to be on the stage, and Andy came in. I mean, when he was born, the music was in the family, and it just continued within Andy. This business is tough enough if you're on your own, you know. You have to have your whole family behind you.
Andy's success, coupled with their own, brought the brothers Gibb to new career heights.
It was the best thing you can hope for. All the brothers, you know, enjoying themselves and being successful and working together.
Just to get out in front of an audience again is a wonderful thing. You know, there was a time where I was pretty reclusive, and I sat at home, and you know, I started getting moments of itchiness, you know, getting stir crazy. I got to get out working again, and here I am. My brothers being in the audience, my mother and father have seen this show before, but having my brothers in the audience, I was very nervous. My brother Barry gave me my first break. He produced my first records. Go away, plane. He produced my first records, and he wrote most of my hits. So, you know, who's to say if, you know, it hadn't have been for him first, you know, what would have happened for me?
Are you a close family?
Yeah. very close.
I know your dad is here today, and he's very supportive of you. Tell us a little bit about your family relationship.
Well, it's an unusual relationship. We we always hang out a lot together. If I'm in Miami with my brothers, you know, we're not like a party type family. We don't, you know, do our own thing. We all stick together. And a typical night with me and my brothers, or if I'm in Miami, because they live down there, I live in Los Angeles, would be just to stay in, pick up the guitars, cups of tea, television, stuff like that. But always there for each other. I think I know I'm a very different person. I'm much mellower, much calmer about things. I'm more aware than I've ever been in my life of what I've got, and I don't want to lose it again.